How's it going?
That music also.
I know, you're just jamming in here.
Good morning. Welcome to Talking Food. I'm Chef Carlo, and this is the amazing, the only one.
Every week you build me up, and I just fall back down.
Build me up, buttercup, don't break. Okay.
What are we doing today?
Lentils.
Lentils.
This is so easy. We're going to start talking lentils in a moment, but I want to get them started. Now, fat of choice.
Well, we're making curried lentils with rice pilaf, right?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Yes. We already made the rice pilaf
A couple weeks ago.
No, this morning when I came to the... Yes. Yes, if you want to see how we make rice pilaf.
Not literally a couple weeks ago, and then we brought it back. No, we made it on the show a couple weeks ago.
I made it this morning.
Scroll down a little bit or click on our videos, and you can see how to make rice pilaf.
Clarified butter.
Clarified butter.
Lots of it, about 2 tablespoons.
Okay.
So today is going to be very simple.
Okay.
We're going to start with clarified butter, because I want to do it a little bit, because this is supposed to be a fast dish. So I want to use a little high heat. If I use high heat and I use whole butter, what's going to happen?
Oh man, high heat and whole butter. Well, because you've separated it out in the clarified butter, you don't have the butter fats anymore. The butter fat on high heat will burn.
No, the butter fat is there.
That's what
the lactose.
The lactose, yeah,
and
the
then
extras.
the milk
Sorry.
and the whey and all the stuff will burn.
See, I was trying to sound a little smart.
You are smart. So I'm going to do 1 quart of lentils. Very simple recipe. I'm going to take 1.5 cups of onions.
Man, onion.
L'oignon. And just give it a quick 5 minute, less than 5 minutes, because we only have a little bit of time. But I want to cook my onions just to give it a head start. Now, today we're using red lentils.
Okay.
In the world of lentils, there's about 20 different kind of lentils that I know personally. And I bet if you go to a botanist or somebody that knows about plants, they'll tell you there's more lentils than usual. But today I'm going to use red lentils because they cook in 5 minutes.
5 minute lentils?
5 minutes lentils, that's it. Now, there I have French lentils, French green lentils, which are my favorite. Those take about 15 to 20 minutes to 15 minutes to cook. They have this beautiful green, almost like leopard animal print if you look at it under the microscope.
Yeah, they look like little pebbles, like
yes.
you would find at a river or something.
Yes.
So what is a lentil?
A lentil is a legume.
Okay.
It's a bivalve, it's a legume, it grows in pods.
Okay.
It's harvested when the pod is completely grown, and then you can, really rare to find them fresh.
Right.
If you find them fresh, they're really expensive. Fresh, they'll cook even faster, a couple of minutes. But they're traditionally and typically and through the years and the history, they are dried. That way they can store well in our pantry.
And I noticed online when I was looking, there are many, many different colors and types of lentils.
There is. Like the most typical one is the brown lentil. Oh, hold on. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of poblano pepper.
Poblano pepper.
Because 1, I like peppers, and 2, it will bring a little bit of spice. Not too much. Now, we need to talk about curry a little bit.
Yes, please.
I mean, I can talk curry for months. Curry comes from country of origin is India.
Okay.
Now, there is curry that you go to the supermarket under the brand McCormick, and there's curry. It's that yellow stuff that looks like this. And basically what this is an interpretation of the English settlers that settled India many, many, many years ago. And they brought back that flavor back to England.
Okay.
Now, curry in India is very complex. Each family will have a recipe. Each region has a recipe. Each city has a different recipe.
Their own recipe for curry?
For curry, yes.
Wow.
Curry is a combination of 20 plus spices or less.
Wow.
The base for most curries is turmeric. And then there is a careful selection of spices that if you don't know how to make curry today, you just throw a couple of things in a bowl, it won't work. They have made curry for quite a bit in India, and it's a selected group of spices that make up a region. And not only that, when you go to, let's say, to the Punjabi region, they have a specific set of Korean flavors that they put in there. And then it gets broken down into districts. Each district will have a different kind of curry.
Wow.
Highly spicy, spice up food. And it goes well with a lot of things. And I guess they came up with that because they came up with the curries because they have access to spices. As a matter of fact, we can go back in history. In Christopherus Columbus, he was trying to find a direct way from Europe to India so they can bring the spices back into Europe.
Right, a lot easier than having to go around the Cape of South Africa.
Cape of South Africa, and
South America.
if you would send like the legions of people with horses and money down to India, by the time they came back with like, this is what we have. We got killed.
The one guy comes back and he's
The
like,
one guy
I
is
found
like-
this leaf. That's all that's left of our entire unit.
Okay, so we give a head start. We'll talk about more curry. Don't worry. Now, curry is a spice that is fat soluble. That means it dissolves, and I mean you can already here.
Oh,
It's out there already. It's a spice
And
or a
you
group
really
of
get the turmeric. You
Yes.
really get that kicker.
See that?
Oh, come back a little bit. There we go.
I got it. It's a spice that dissolves better in fat. Now, this is not very typical. Probably my Indian friends are looking at me like, Chef Carlo, no, it's not the right thing. I know, I'm making the National Community College version of curry.
Or your home version of this.
My home version, because I like to add potatoes on mine.
There you
So
go.
I thought I add about a couple potatoes, diced potatoes, and I want like a medium to large dice. So by the time my lentils are cooked, my potatoes will be cooked too.
Nice.
Yes, it's a starchy meal, but it's delicious. Here's the wonderful thing when you mix a legume and a grain. A grain being rice, like we're gonna do today. What do you think it happens?
When you mix a legume and a grain?
Yes.
I don't know. I really don't know. I'll think of something, but
When you mix a legume and a grain, you form 21 amino acids.
wow.
And what is that?
That's a building block of
Protein.
protein.
Yes.
See, now you've gone on scientific on me.
Well, if you really want to go scientific, there's a book called On Food and Cooking. It was written by Harold McGee. It's about 900 pages of like, but it's a lot of, hey, I'm honest. But I read this book years and years ago, and once in a while a reference to it, and it's all about the science of food, which is what got me into, what got me into cooking is just the love of it. Who am I kidding?
Yeah, exactly. So you just added in some stock.
Yes, I'm sorry, I talked too
It's
much.
okay.
So I added some chicken stock that this morning. We got here a little bit early. I made the rice already ahead. And I got my stock in there. And I'm going to put my lid on so I can reach a boiling point faster on this thing. Because we only have 20 minutes.
Yes, we do. 21 minutes.
You have
and
a
5
shirt on.
seconds. I have a shirt on. It's
How
our
come
big-
I don't have a shirt on?
Yeah, I bought you a shirt. It's over there.
You didn't bring me a shirt.
Yeah.
But I like
Because it looks more fancy if you've got your name on yours.
But I want to do a show with only shirts on with Big Ben Radio.
Well, next week we will do.
and
we
we
will
look like
wear our
hipsters,
shirts.
like hipsters at a hip
I'm not growing
restaurant.
my beard out. It's not going to happen.
Oh, come on! You don't want to be a hipster.
Nope, I
You just
don't.
need a sleeve of tattoos, a big old beard, probably a
tattoos
bald head.
cost too much money. I do want to give out while we're sitting here waiting for this to come to a boil. Give a shout out to Doris who commented on our Facebook on our clam chowder. She made the clam chowder recipe and enjoyed the heck out of it. So
Who's this? Who's this?
Her name is Doris. I don't want to give out her last name.
Oh, okay. No, we don't do
Yeah,
that.
but she commented on our clam
Stop.
chowder and made it. Oh.
Garlic, fresh,
Oh.
like one
So
clove.
you got
That's
two
it.
of my favorite things on the planet.
Thank you.
Onions, garlic. Now, if you just had some bacon.
Thank you. No, I didn't add it along with the onions. I didn't want the garlic to brown too much, so that's why I added halfway into the cooking. Okay, so Doris made the clam chowder.
She did. She said it turned out great.
Actually, my barber, here's the funny thing. The day after the clam chowder show, he starts talking to me about clam chowder and getting a haircut. It's like, did you watch the show yesterday? It's like, no, I made a clam chowder. It's like, okay, man, just check out the show. We just did a clam chowder in less than 30 minutes, and it was fantastic. And it's like, so he tried it, and he sent me a message. It's like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I know. We kind of research before.
Yeah, exactly. How do we make these things good? We're not just taking stuff and throwing it together.
Yeah, it's like, I wish I could do that, but no, we kind of like put some thought in it. Okay, so legumes. We're talking about that. Well, t-shirt. I want to do a show with my t-shirt on, the Big Bang Radio t-shirt.
Okay, next week.
Yes.
Bring your shirt.
I
Wear
will.
your shirt next week.
I will.
Because you'll still be Chef Carlo. Even though it doesn't have your name on it.
As long as I'll try, I mean, do you know something that I don't know?
No, you're still Chef Carlo.
Oh, okay, good. Now, what we didn't do is salt. Season it. Okay, it's coming to boil. Perfect. 2 good pinches of salt, because curry, it's delicious, but it doesn't have any salt.
Nor do your potatoes. Nor
No,
does your homemade chicken stock.
And also pepper. I like to add pepper, even though they do add peppers in different ways in India. But we're doing the Chef Carlo Nash Community College
Version.
I
like it.
So the beautiful thing happens when you put together grains and legumes. 21 amino acids come up and they form into your body, and actually that helps you to sustain a healthy living. That's why a lot of vegetarians, they eat rice and beans, lentils and beans. Let's take you down to South America. Lots and lots of rice and beans. Mexican cooking, rice and red beans. South America, rice and black beans. Let's take you to Italy.
Yep.
When I make the French lentils, in Napoli, they do pasta and lentils.
Nice.
Pasta is a grain. When you mix it with lentils, now you have protein.
Your amino acids.
Your amino acids. Now, you go up to northern Italy, and in Piacenza, there is pasta and fagioli. It's used borlotti beans, which is creamy and delicious, in a onion sauce, which then you blend. It becomes almost like you pure a little bit of tomato, and now you add that to your pasta. We ate that when we were kids, like you have no idea. Okay, so I got a ratio for my lentils.
Good.
For the red lentils, has to be equal parts of liquid and lentils.
Okay, so it would be like 1 to 1.
1 to 1, because they're so. I mean, they're gonna
tiny.
cook. They're tiny. They're so thin. It's not like rice that needs about half an hour. Rice needs to hydrate and then cook. All dry beans, grains, and legumes, they need to, whatever you're cooking them, however you're cooking them, they need to hydrate and then cook. You're not using fresh rice or fresh legumes.
Right.
So these guys, they cook really quickly. Now the French, I will use a cup of lentils to a cup and a quarter of liquid. And here's the beautiful thing. You can always adjust the consistency.
That's true.
If you don't like your lentils very thick, then add some more liquid. If you add your lentils like super thick, then hold back on your liquid. I want to do a shirt show.
He's killing me with the shirt.
It's hot. It's awesome.
It is really hot here.
Last week it was 55 degrees. Today is like 80.
I know. You walk outside and it feels like you've moved to Key West.
Like, welcome to North Carolina. If you don't like it, wait until tomorrow. So I give it a first try to my broth here.
Okay.
Make sure that I start adjusting the salt in there. Delicious.
It's got a nuclear mouth. You can just take it all. You do.
Okay. For garnish of my lentils, this is what I like to do. I like grated carrots. It gives a sweetness to whatever you add at the end. I don't want to cook it all the way through, because then they'll dissipate. This beautiful grated carrots, if you add them right now, by the time this is done, it's going to be completely cooked and mushed.
Right.
Glorious parsley.
You want me to chop that up for you?
You can do that for me?
I can.
Go for it.
It may take me an hour, but I'll get it.
It's okay. That's why you're lefty. That's
I am.
perfect. Save your
That's
stems.
why I'm on the right side.
That's brilliant. So whenever you're using your herbs, parsley, cilantro, save the stems. You can add them into soup, stocks, or anything you're making. It will give a fantastic, wonderful flavor. Put them in the freezer. You can always use them afterwards. Okay, so he's getting ready my parsley for my garnish. I think it's time to add my lentils. Now, I don't pre-wash the lentils. I do search through them because you might have foreign objects that might be there. Sometimes you find a little stone, a little piece of a leaf, anything like that. So just search through them before you use them. The red lentils, I don't wash them. I will wash the green lentils, and I will wash the brown lentils.
Gotcha.
Just to take a little bit out of the what I call shipment leftover, because as they're handling back and forth.
Yes.
No, keep talking. I'm just amazed that he adds the lentils, and immediately everything thickened up.
Oh, these lentils are super fast.
That was amazing. That was like throwing a bunch of cornstarch in there.
Yeah, they're gonna start sucking up the liquid. I do have some stock here on the side, just in case.
A little extra stock.
Extra stock. And now once it comes to a boil, I take down the heat to medium. Parsley. I like to add herbs at the end of the cooking process, so I'm gonna add a little bit of parsley now.
Okay.
Like all the one that you did.
Okay. And so I'll cut some more.
And you can make some more.
All right.
Now, I also like to add a little bit of green onion.
Oh.
You're gonna do that next, don't worry. I like to add green onions because the green onions will give a nice little crunch. Oh, but I don't like green onions. Don't add it at the end.
Exactly. If you don't like them, you can always substitute something else or not even add it at all.
You can see here how already the lentils are absorbing the liquid very, very fast in there. So no problem. I have my backup stock. Oh, so you like it to sing while you cook, eh?
I like to drink while I cook too, but it's a little early for that.
We're in state ground,
Yes,
and it's frowned upon a little bit. It's a little bit frowned upon. My lentils are almost done. Can you believe that?
Yes, I can, because you told me it's 5 minutes, right?
5 minutes.
Now, how would you like these cut?
Oh, just slice little thing. Don't make big chunks.
Don't make big chunks.
Do not make the bigger
You don't
chunk.
want to just throw that in there?
No, I want to be able to have a crunch, 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 crunch. The crunch in there. Now, I'm just making curry lentils. You could have started this recipe just with the onions and butter and add the Italian seasoning in it and then chicken stock. Now you will have just regular lentils. You can add a mirepoix in there. You can add onion, carrot, celery, sweat your mirepoix, add your lentils, add some good stock in there. And this is a question that I get asked plenty of times, like, Chef Carlo, what about if I don't got good stock? Well, the organic stock that we use, that's the best. If you don't have that, plain water.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because then you start adding bouillon and those cubes of bouillon.
It's nothing but MSG.
It's MSG and nitrates and then
and
fat, and it's like, no, I don't like that.
But if you're in a pinch and that's all you got,
My lentils are almost done.
look at that.
I
Amazing.
add my carrots in there,
Okay.
and they were flying all over the place.
Flying carrots.
Flying carrots.
Sounds like a band name.
Huh.
See,
Flying carrot.
ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the Flying Carrots.
Yeah.
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 It's really orange.
Yes, it's really, really orangey. That's why I tried to add the parsley and the green onions at the end.
Okay.
So that way it's gonna give it. So I add a little bit of the poblano pepper. If you don't like the spiciness of the poblano, then add some green peppers.
Look, one thing I have learned by being on this show with Chef Carlo is when he's talking about adding a little bit of heat, and I am not a huge fan of like ridiculous heat. Every time he's done it, it has been the absolute perfect amount of heat, even for someone who's not a big fan of heat. So watch the show as he's adding those peppers or jalapenos or whatever. The amount he's adding for the amount that we're making is usually perfect.
Well, I'll tell you a little story while we wait for this to be ready. In Italy, I left Italy so many years ago. Now there's more of an influx of immigrants from Africa. They've been bringing a lot of spices in the Middle East. But 30, 40 years ago, the spice that you find in Italy was the red pepper flake.
Right.
It's like when you wanted to go crazy, you had a lot of red pepper flake. Ooh, we're going spicy crazy. Ooh. I never heard about poblanos, jalapenos, nothing like that. To the point that I never had chicken wings. And when I came here and I went to New York, and I was very lucky to attend the Culinary Institute of America, there was across campus, there was this little grill called the Sidewinder Cafe. And chicken wings were served. Hold on, let me taste this and make sure that we're like,
Good.
Yes.
Nice.
It's a pinch of salt. The Sidewinder Cafe, and they had chicken wings on the menu. Never had a chicken wing before.
Right.
I mean, yes, they come attached to the
Chicken.
But to me, it was very interesting to see chicken wings served as a main meal. They serve me the chicken wings, and they go like, "How you want them?" Like, "How you serve them?" "Oh, hot or medium." And I'm like, "No, I like my food hot."
Right.
Hot it is. Here comes this chicken wing, this sauce, and I put one in my mouth, and I'm like,
Dying.
why is my mouth on fire? And the people around me is like, "You ordered hot chicken wings." "Yeah, because I don't like cold food." They go like, "Oh, no, hot means spicy." Oh my God. I gave it a shot. I tried a couple of wings and I gave up. And I'm like, whoa, that is amazingly spicy. Yes.
So good.
No, it's horrible. I'm not gonna
It's
have
terrible. Nobody gets any.
it. Nobody gets any. So I do need to adjust it with a little bit more stock,
Okay.
since we've been cranking the heat for the small amount of time we have for the show.
Okay, so about another half cup stock.
Yes, easily another half a cup. So
And plus,
for-
we make a lot too. It's not like you're making just a little bit, but this is perfect for a family of 4 with leftovers.
Jesus Christ, family of 4, that will feed a lot of
Yeah.
people. So that was back in 1992, and I was on fire, and I didn't understand what spice was. And then slowly but surely, I was introduced to more spice, and peppers. Then in culinary school, I was exposed to all the array of peppers, and then I started getting more spices in. And then it came to a point that I'm like, I like spice, but I like spice to the point that I can actually taste the food.
Right. And that's always been the bad thing about some heavy
'Cause-
spices is that's all you get.
Oh, because one of my students the other day brought the Carolina Reapers. "Come on, Chef Carlo, let's go for a Carolina Reaper challenge." I'm like, I like to keep my tongue. Carolina Reaper is now the hottest pepper that I know in the world, and it's a hybrid of a couple of peppers, and it was produced here in Carolinas, and it grows fantastic here in the Carolinas.
You want to add your onions?
I'm like, okay, so yes, and then with the magic of TV, this morning I came extra early and I made a little bit of rice pilaf because I think it goes perfect with the lentils. Do you want to go crazy and serve it on top of pasta? We have jumpers today.
I got a vacuum.
Yeah, but
It's on my list to do after I fix other things.
it's like I can't keep it on the bowl today. Dikes. So where was I? Okay, I'm gonna taste one more time. How much time do we have, Chief?
We got about 6 minutes, sir.
6 minutes? Delicious. Now, this is a point that you're gonna say, okay, do I want my lentils crunchy? Do I want my lentils a little soft? If was for restaurant service, I will keep my lentils crunchy and cool them off quickly in a sheet pan. I will spread this mixture right here on a sheet pan. It will cool off quickly, and then you can always heat it up for service one portion at a time.
There you go.
Since we're for the show, we're gonna go for it.
Absolutely.
Trusty ladle.
What about are we gonna garnish with this?
Of course.
Oh man, sorry I didn't mean to be that loud, but yeah, I was
Yes,
like,
we're gonna garnish
in
with
there.
that.
Just gonna show off my
we
knife
already
skills.
because remember, there's a lot of orange and yellow here, so it's gonna get lost in service. What I call in there, it's gonna get lost in the center. It's already orange. The carrot is orange. The lentils are red.
It looks so good though. It smells amazing.
Okay, so this is my favorite way to serve it, especially to hungry teenagers at home. Now, here's the way I like it. Oh, sorry, a little lentil went down the wrong.
Oh, the wrong way. Got a lentil stuck in the back of his throat.
A nuclear one. Hi, Dr. Carver.
All right.
Okay, so now it's going to be your job to garnish it.
Okay.
It's going to be all you. How you want to do it?
A bit of this, a bit of that.
A bit of this, a bit of that, and now you try it.
Move it over here. Well, hang on. I'm going to move that over here for Adam to put on.
Well, that one you can leave there for beautification process.
We got to take a picture of that too.
Oh, we are?
Yeah,
okay, so that one, nobody touches that one.
No, I'm eating it. Okay.
And this one is the one you're going to try. And see, I like my thick.
Nice.
Thank you, sir. Finish it, garnish it. And if I was making lentils like with Italian spices, at this point I would add a good squirt of extra virgin olive oil.
Oh.
If I was making like Sevillian style lentils, I would add, Sevillians, they serve their lentils with lots of fresh thyme, and they take onions, red onions, they toss them in olive oil, and they put it on top of the lentils with a little bit of vinegar, like apple cider vinegar. It makes it delicious. Do we have our people here?
Oh, this is the stuff right here.
Ha!
This is the stuff. And I know I put on the description on our Facebook page for this video about being a, what did I say it was? What do you call it? A comfort food. Absolutely.
It is comfort to
My
me.
mother did not make this, but it is really a comfort food. Rice, lentils, and the flavor is not overpowerful. It's not ridiculous. It's such a...
Because we only use a little bit less than a tablespoon for all of this.
Right.
Now, you can go crazy
crazy
and add
curry.
like 3 tablespoons of curry here, and
That's
then you're going to
just-
smell like curry for the next 2 days. That's not the point. The point is just to give it a little bit of flavor. Like the garlic, I use probably 1 clove of garlic for all of this. It's not about this overwhelming powerful flavors. And the lentils are creamy. They're delicious. They're small. And the potatoes give it another different texture. You don't have to add potatoes in there. Well, Chef Carlo, what about if I want to add seafood in there and treat it like a risotto?
Dude.
This will be the time that on the side you will cook your seafood quickly and add it into your lentils right now.
Or even better, you can go back to last week's episode when we did seafood rice. You can throw those shrimp into the last minute and cook them off.
That's what somebody was paying attention.
I'm paying attention.
Good. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen, lentils. I can make it more complicated, but
Why?
no,
Why?
it is that simple.
In 28 minutes, we just made you a dinner for your family, and it's got all the amino acids you need. To add the rice in there. Rice doesn't take but what, 5 minutes. You can make
And you
5-minute rice
you
if
can
want.
you can start your rice pilaf at the same time that you start your lentils. The most important is, of course, guys, we did the show today in 28 minutes, but I know it took a little bit of time to gather the green onions and the parsley and the stuff. Yes, it's going to take a little bit of time to gather, but once you have everything gathered, you can have 2 burners, one with the lentils and one with the rice. And here's the crazy thing: if you're using the French lentils, you can start rice and lentils together in the same pot because they will cook together at the same time. You cannot do that with the red lentils because
They're thin.
they're too thin. And actually, I have used red lentils to thicken soup and sauces because if you overcook them, then they will become mash, and then you can use that to thicken your sauces and purees.
Perfect. So there you go. Curried lentils and some
that's
rice
it.
pilaf.
We're out of time.
We are, absolutely. So thank you again for watching Talking Food. This is Chef Carlo.
Wonderful, Andrew. And if you have any questions, please click, email, comment, let us know.
Like it, share it with your friends, and try the recipes at home and let us know what you think. And there you go.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
Absolutely.
We don't judge you.
No, not at all.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.